What's up, guys? My name is Eros, and welcome back to another episode on Infinity Skyblock. I'm so glad that you guys are here with me once again today, and we've got a pretty good day ahead of us. Now, I'm sure you remember in the last episode, we finally did it. We ventured out far out in that direction. We found a brand new crystal altar that we have not had before, and we finally found the red infinity crystal. We did it, we succeeded, we have found all 6 infinity crystals, and we now have all different types of biomes, including the nether and the end, that we can have pop up here in the world as we do our exploring. However, we still have something important that we have to do, because today we begin Operation Dragonfight. We have to get ready and make our way to the end, conquer the end, and defeat the Ender Dragon. Now, in order to do so, there are a handful of things that we have to accomplish. So I'm going to do my best to pop up a little list here next to me. And first off, one of the things that we need is we need a good, reliable food source. We need something that we can have plenty of food on hand, because fighting the dragon takes a lot of food, it takes a lot of energy, and we need to have a good food source on hand. Secondly, we need a fantastic source of XP. Something like our little drop mob farm over here isn't going to really provide us with much. We need something that's going to be a bit faster, a bit more reliable, and that is going to be important. Because, the next thing on the list, we need some fully enchanted gear. I'm talking diamond sword, diamond pickaxe, full diamond gear of helmet and chest piece and leggings and boots and all of that fun stuff, so that we don't get our asses handed to us. But yeah, that is important as well, which also means we need a lot of diamonds. We're going to need plenty of books, so that way we can get enchanted books as well, and we're going to need a lot of lapis to do the enchanting. So we've got definitely some hunting to do on some of these islands. Next thing that we need on the list is potions. Now, there are 2 specific types of potions that I like to use when it comes to fighting the dragon, but I'll get into the details of that later. I don't want to spoil all of the surprises. That's going to be another day. And then one of the other things that we need after that is going to be scaffolding. Now, that may seem like kind of a random thing, but trust me, when the time comes, that's going to be important. Now, if we head over here to our little mini farm that we made not too long ago, our little automatic greenery producer, we've got sugarcane, bamboo, and kelp. Now, the bamboo is what is important when it comes to creating scaffolding. So you'll notice in here we've already got 45 bamboo. We have some growing on our main island as well, and there's plenty of room that we can plant some more. So we're doing pretty well on that. With our spider spawner farm as well, we've got plenty of string, and those are the 2 items needed to get through. Those are the 2 items needed to get scaffolding. So that is going to be beneficial to have. And then, of course, the final item. This is potentially the most important item that we need to acquire, and it's because we can't get to the dragon without it. We need to get our hands on some Eyes of Ender. Now, which means that we need to keep our eyes open. We need to stay up at night. One reason is because I need to hunt some phantoms, and that'll make sense later, but it's on the list of things that we need as well. But we're also going to have to stay up at night so that we can find endermen and get our hands on some ender pearls that we can turn into the Eyes of Ender, so that way we can light the portal when the time comes. Because, of course, you can't get to the end without lighting the end portal, which we did also find one in our last episode. And, yeah, so those are the things that we are going to need to get our hands on. So my goal is that every episode we try to knock out at least one of these until we are ready to take on the end. So that is our goal. Now, as for today, we're going to tackle the very #1 item on that list, something that's going to help us out a lot overall. I'm wondering if you can tell what I might have in hand here if you look down at the hotbar. I'm wondering, what am I doing with all of these eggs? Well, it just so happens that today we're going to make an automatic chicken cooker. Now, here is the thing about an automatic chicken cooker. These things are fantastic for a personal world. Now, I am going to say, if you are playing on a realm or a server of any kind, I do not recommend having one of these because lots of chickens in one little spot doesn't end well. It makes the game not so happy. So don't try this on a world if you play with a lot of other people. Be considerate. Don't be laggy. But since this is not a world with other people, means we don't got to worry about other people. So we can go ahead and make this farm. So I've already been collecting up some of the materials. I've got pretty much all of them. So if you take a look in here in our inventory, we've got some blocks for the actual building to make it look nice. We've got a chest for storage, some glass because I like to see what's going on inside of the farm just to make sure that everything's working properly. Slabs, those are going to come important. And then we've got all of the redstone that we're going to need for it. It's a very simple setup for the redstone, thankfully. And of course, that one extra bucket of lava that we found not too long ago is going to come in handy for this. So the plan is to build it right over here where we have all of our chickens currently. So unfortunately, these little furry, well, these little feathered friends, rather, are going to have to vacate. Let's leave it at that. So I'm gonna make sure that they find their way safely to the other side, and we'll get started on this. Alrighty, so we've got space cleared out. Now this little contraption here that we're going to be building today is thankfully pretty straightforward. For the most part, we're just going to kind of build it from the bottom up. So first things first, we need plenty of storage for the food. We're also going to need a hopper going into that because that's what's going to collect up our chicken. Now we're going to put a stone brick slab on top of that. Now this part is particularly important because this is what baby chickens are going to rest on until they grow up, and then they're going to get cooked by the lava. So this is going to be an all-in-one kind of farm. This is going to contain everything without much redstone. It's just going to be completely automatic. It's just going to continue to work in the background as we go. And that's going to make use of this dispenser right here. So let's go ahead and position that. That's going to be pointing into the slab right here. And then this is what is going to be popping out our chicken eggs as they get laid. Now, you may be thinking, what do you mean as they get laid? Well, you see, these chicken eggs are not going in here. These chicken eggs we have in our inventory, we're going to use to get more chickens that are then going to grow up and lay eggs that are then going to be shot out by this dispenser. So let's go ahead and we're going to use some glass here because this is what is going to be in the very front so we can keep an eye on the farm, make sure that it is working properly. Now the cool thing about using glass here also means that we can still open the chest even though it's above the chest. If we were using any other solid block, we would not be able to open it. As well as if we were using a half slab or something, we wouldn't really be able to see what's going on to make sure that things are working properly. So I like to use glass. You don't have to, but I like to see what's going on. Makes it nice and easy to pay attention to. Then I've also got some actual blocks to go around it for pretty much decorative purposes. You can use whatever blocks you want for this purpose. Of course, you don't have to use the ones that I'm using. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put the hopper, let's go ahead and put it going in through the top. So that way we have plenty of room in the back for redstone, which means that now we need to build up a little bit of a containment area up top here. That's what's going to hold on to the chickens that are then going to be producing the eggs for us. Let's be careful how we step around here. Now chickens can jump over a 1 block gap, or they can jump up 1 block. So we need to make sure that we make this at least 1.5 blocks high. Thankfully we have this little path up here we can use. We might have to work around the tree here, but that's okay. We will make sure it is worth the sacrifice. So let's go ahead and put 1 in the front and then we'll put a slab on top of each, and that should be enough to keep the chickens in there. I'm going to remove these leaves. Don't worry, I will get more leaves from another tree, and we will fix this tree up right. But there we go. This is what is going to hold on to our chickens, and this is going to now need to be filled up. So we're just going to take the eggs, we're going to throw them in, and hopefully we will get a few chickens out of this. The more, the better. And of course, we want to make sure we don't damage the chickens as they go in. Oh, there we go. We got really lucky with that one. That was one of those multiple chicken eggs. Excellent. So we were actually able to get a lot of chickens out of those eggs, and we actually still have a few stacks left. So we'll actually just go ahead and put those down in the dispenser down below. Let's go ahead and put a top on this just to keep these guys safe, especially in case any of our little foxes get free. We don't want them having a free meal out of us here. Let's go ahead and clear this out of the way. Perfect. And whoop, you can see their heads popping through a little bit there. Don't worry, they're not going to get out, but I do recommend putting some blocks around the edges, because with so many mobs in one spot, it does kind of press them into the corners a little bit. So if you log out and log back in, there is a chance that they might pop out afterwards. So having some extra blocks in there is probably for the better. There we go, just make it look nice. You know, it almost looks like the face of a chicken. Didn't even realize that. Let's see, we need to put the lava in here, and then we will replace that piece of glass. There we go. Perfect. So that is going to be the harvesting mechanism there, shall we say. So the chickens are... Oh. Well, apparently a chicken got away, and one of the foxes found it. So yeah, so the chickens are going to get hatched onto this half slab. They're going to stand there, and they're actually short enough that they won't be in the lava until they grow up. Once they grow up, they'll go into the lava. The lava will then cook them, and yeah, we'll have plenty of food available. So now for the redstone part of this. This part is pretty simple. Basically, we're just going to put an automatic dispenser setup here. So we're going to use a comparator and a repeater and a little bit of redstone dust. So let's go ahead, and we should be able to break this block to make space here. There we go. So we've got the comparator here. This is what's going to detect if there are eggs in here. So as you can see, once there's eggs in there, it lights up the dispenser, or the comparator. Goodness. If I could speak, that would be fantastic. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have that immediately go into a repeater, which is then going to... Let's go ahead and make a little bit more room here. I suppose smart thing here is let's go ahead and have it come out of the side. So that way we don't have to be building off of this island too much there. There we go. Now, that works. So that's going to go into a repeater. Now, the reason that we're going to use a repeater is when there's only like 1 or 2 eggs in here, it's going to produce a very, very small signal out of the comparator. The repeater is going to take that signal and ramp it up. Now, the reason that is important is because that is going to trigger the comparator to turn off. Because if the signal going into the side is stronger than the signal coming from the back, it actually cancels out and turns it off. So it's going to make this automatic little ticking clock here, basically, which is going to be very, very important for how this is going to work. So now the next thing that we need is we just need to ideally put a block here and one more piece of redstone on top. So now every time this ticks, it's going to power this block, which is going to power the dispenser, and it should automatically fire out eggs. So let's go ahead and try this out. Let's go ahead and get a couple of eggs ready. Click on the dispenser, let's put them in, and it should start ticking. There we go. That's going to tick, and it's going to automatically... There we go. We've got a couple of... or not a couple. We've got a chick already in the little container down here now. So that is all perfect. So now he's going to grow up. He's going to end up in the lava, and we're going to end up with a nice, fresh cooked chicken dinner. So, as I guess as the expression goes, winner, winner, chicken dinner. So that works. Excellent. So there is that. We've got that all good to go now. And yeah, it's looking pretty nice. Like I said, it's very simple. This tree thankfully works out well. You could use any solid block here. The reason I use a solid block, you don't have to. You could have another piece of redstone here. But if you have a solid block here, it will also transfer to the redstone right here. So it still does the same thing, carries the signal, still going to be stronger over there. Let's go ahead and put our remaining eggs in here, and it'll tick away. And there we are. And as you can see, the eggs break on the slab, and any chickens that come from it end up standing on top of the slab. And yeah, there we go. It is as simple as that. Now we just need to wait for the little guys up top to grow up, and they will start laying eggs, and we will have a fully automatic source of food ready to go. So there we go. We can pull it up here, check it off of the list. We are good to go when it comes to a reliable food source now. No more potatoes, no more having a farm for it, no more unreliable food sources. So, yeah, nice and simple. Like I said, I highly recommend this. This is a great source of food if you have just kind of a little world to yourself. It's very cheap. You don't need a lot of expensive resources. The most expensive resource you need is going to be this comparator, honestly. The reason that this is the most expensive piece is because you cannot make a comparator without nether quartz. So, of course, you've got to be able to go to the nether to get some quartz for this. But basically, that's all there is to it. A very, very simple farm, a great source of food. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed learning how to make this with me today. Now, of course, you can just kind of decorate it however you like. You can use any kind of blocks. You can basically just make it look however you want. I highly encourage you to get creative because, of course, being creative is an important thing when it comes to Minecraft. Do not be afraid of creativity because, you know, that's kind of the whole point of Minecraft is to be creative, to express yourself, to do fun things like this, and, you know, just try it out. You know, something simple like this is a great way to get started, especially with something like redstone, which can definitely be complicated. I think we've got a good start to the Operation Dragon Fight. I think that's what I called it, right? Operation Dragon Fight. Pretty sure that's what I called it. So there we go. Number 1 on our list, reliable food source, is now marked off and good to go. We still need a good source of XP. We still need lots of good enchanted gear, of course. So diamonds, books, lapis. We still need potions. One of the items that we need for potions is phantom membranes. Now, if you know much about potions, you know what that does. If not, we will cover that on another episode because that is one of my favorite potions to have fun with. I actually really enjoy potions in Minecraft. There's a lot you can do with them. So potions, scaffolding is the next one that we are also needing, and we thankfully are growing plenty of bamboo for that. Oh, let's make sure this guy does not blow up our farm. Ooh, gunpowder, that's nice, thank you. Wonderful. And then, of course, the final item, the Eyes of Ender. Now, for the Eyes of Ender, we're going to need Ender Pearls. We're also going to need Blaze Powder. So we have a couple of things we need to get Blaze Powder for. So here soon, we're going to be going back into the Nether. We're going to be going back to that fortress that we found not too long ago, and we're going to be retrieving some special ingredients. Now, we have found all 6 of the Infinity Crystals, but that does not mean that we cannot still get some good resources from collecting more crystals, because we need diamonds. And of course, an easy 9 diamonds comes from finding the blue infinity crystals and turning them in. So, it's not really the end of the episode until we go and we find another crystal to turn in, hopefully for some good resources. Holy cow. So, I'm over here. I'm branching all the way over to get over to that crystal altar, and I didn't even notice that I was passing underneath a villager hut. But look at what is inside. This would have been fantastic to know that we could find an enchanting table in some of these villages. I wonder if there's anything good in the chest. Cactus, some bread, some wheat. I mean, I won't scoff at it, but that is fantastic that you can find that. I know that we already have one, but I feel like it might be beneficial to go ahead and take a backup. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Did not realize that you could find that on inside some of the villages. That's pretty cool. So last time we went to that altar there. That is the one that provided us with our red infinity crystal, which was fantastic, by the way. Over here by our little red island. And this next one that we are going to is coincidentally the red sand island, which that would have been pretty ironic if this is the one that ended up having the red crystal in it. That would have been pretty coincidental. I kind of like the combination of the prismarine with the red sand. It's an interesting color combination that I would not normally have picked. You know, I'm curious what kind of spawner is in there. Anyway, let's focus. One thing at a time here. I'm getting easily distracted today, I'm noticing. Alright, so, even though we don't need any specific crystal, let's see what kind of extra resources we can get from this. Drum roll, please. Oh, purple infinity crystal. If I remember correctly, this one gives us iron. And why is there an armor stand still over there? Oh, that's right. He couldn't find... Well, I hope that this one doesn't break like it did last time. Let's go ahead and press the button. Here we are, looking up at the glorious machine that is here. Let's go ahead and turn in this infinity crystal and get our reward. Another purple crystal. There are no fancy purple blocks, so an iron block instead. Wonderful. That is definitely valuable to have. And let's see. Oh, well, I wasn't expecting that. All right. There's a creeper. Thankfully, it didn't destroy any of the blocks here. That would have been that would have been not so fun. All right. So purple iron block. That's definitely going to come in handy for the fight that is ahead, because this will at least be able to give us some iron pickaxes for collecting materials. Let's see. I'm pretty sure we don't really have anything new on any of these yet. We don't need to rewatch the credits. Let's see. Challenges. 5 villagers. We haven't done that one. Make a small skyblock PvP. Not yet. We are now working on number 5, finding an end portal, which we have found, and defeating the dragon. So, definitely our next thing to do. So let's go ahead. We've got our treasure in hand. Let's get back home safe and sound. Oh, good. Thankfully, he did remember where we belong. So I am going to make my way slowly, safely, back to our home. Well, guys, I think that is gonna do it for today. We have successfully secured a reliable food source, and we've got our hands on an iron block, so we can use that to collect more resources in our quest to defeat the dragon. I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you enjoyed learning about this little farm here and the fantastic uses of redstone. Leave a comment, let me know if this helped you guys out in your own personal worlds. But I think that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys so much for coming along with me today. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't yet, so that way you know every time I post another video. And be sure to join me next time as we continue our quest towards defeating the dragon. I think it's going to be pretty exciting, and I can't wait to show you guys some of the tips and tricks that I have. Now, the next episode that I have planned, if everything goes according to plan, is going to be that tour episode that I promised you guys. I'm going to get a couple of friends together with me, and we're going to do a tour of a world that I built with them. And you guys can kind of see some of the things I've done in a personal world, including this little farm here. You'll see that I make use of it pretty often. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys next time. Peace and love, everybody. Bye-bye.